All right. So it's recording now. Let me share the slides and we'll get started. Okay, so welcome to the Pac-4 information session today. Thank you for connecting. I know that you're probably going through your classes or finishing up the day, or you're watching that recording later on. So thank you for joining. So Pac-4 is put forward by the Jacobs Institute for Innovation in Education, and we actually have our executive director, Perla Myers here. So I'm gonna let her do a little introduction of the Institute.
Hi, I'm Perla Myers. I am very fortunate that I get to work with all these wonderful people and team at the Jacobs Institute for Innovation in Education. The Jacobs Institute is an amazing space for innovation, of course, research, development, and professional learning. And it is all in the effort of creating educational equity. So I think it's a fantastic place for thinking and creating and collaborating. So welcome.
Thank you, Perla. And we do want to say that our program is thankfully funded by the generosity of Dr. Irving and Mrs. John Jacobs. So thank you so much for your support always. And I'm going to give a chance to everybody to introduce themselves from the team. I'll start with myself. My name is Bianca Alvarado, and I'm helping lead along with Lisa and Perla this year's Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge, as well as other projects. So if everybody from the team can come on camera and introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hi, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, my name is Jessica Hudson, and Bianca and I actually are alumni together from USD. We both got our master's in social innovation at the Peace School and recently came onto the team to help out, and I am very happy to be here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Tizero Tishome. I am rejoining the USD family. I taught here as a postdoc fellow between 2019 and 2021 in the theater department and co-taught courses with Dr. Myers and Dr. Dalrymple, who's in the engineering department. And we did a really cool intersectional class involving theater, mathematics, and engineering. And civic engagement and education equity is a huge passion of mine. And I look forward to delving deeper in that with you all and getting to know you all more.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for sharing that. Just as a reminder, we are recording this session. So when you're asking questions, feel free to come on camera or during the Q&A, but just know that we are recording the session. So it's up to you to have your video on. And this year, we want to mention that we are including a mental health and wellness section to the challenge, seeing the many challenges that students are facing, not only students, but educators and everyone around the world, right, with related challenges. We are adding this component to the challenge. So what this is going to look like is going to be offering you tips during the webinars, during the different training webinars with fun and easy to do activities that you can implement with your students. So we're very excited to add this section to the next year's challenge and look forward to sharing some of those tips with you all. So what is Pac-4? We believe that teens and their teachers can build a better world. We believe in the power of students to design projects alongside and the support of adults who wants to support them in creating social innovation projects. And this is what we're going to go over on how you can support your students design those social projects with using Packful. So what's behind this? What's the reason why why are we tackling this challenge? Well, if we look at some information and data, we can see that most inventors come from very specific areas. The regions, like for example, here in California or different areas where it tends to have like Silicon Valley, it tend to have more innovators, but we also see like a big gap in different regions that still need that information and those resources to become innovators too. And we even see more gender gap within the female and male ratio, where only 18% of females become innovators. And this is even more crucial when we look at racial disparities, where we see that students of color or people of color have a less chance of becoming innovators. And even the wealth income gap, right? So those with more income tend to become more innovators, patent products or services, models. And so we want to be able to close this gap, and that's why we have Packful. And we're gonna go through what is Packful and how you can teach all the amazing resources that we have in the platform. I forgot to mention Lisa. She's not able to be with us tonight, but she's the co-inventor of Packful. And this is a main reason for Lisa and Monty, who created the platform of Packful, to bring those resources to students from around the world, right? So the Jacobson Innovation Challenge is a global competition to be able to provide these resources to students through Packful, which is a web-based application. So I'm going to show you a quick video. If you're not able to hear, let me know through the chat. Or Jessica, feel free to let me know if you can.
Anyone can be a social innovator. Social innovation is all about people around the world working together to solve local and global problems. In 2015, the United Nations agreed to make the world a better place by establishing 17 global goals. These goals offer a framework to address large social challenges such as poverty, hunger, and climate change. Here, you'll develop an innovator's mindset to tackle any challenge and create solutions aligned to a global goal. These solutions could be something as small as how to handle food waste at home, or as large as how to provide clean drinking water to anyone in your city. To make the world a better place, it takes people like you working in teams. Using the design thinking process, you'll identify issues, brainstorm ideas, and prototype incredible new solutions to problems that affect us. Your team will work through 3 phases of design thinking: understand, ideate, and prototype, to create a solution for a local or global issue. When complete, you'll also develop a pitch to share your work with a larger audience. Have you ever realized that everything in the world is designed, but not all designs are good? With an innovator's mindset and design thinking, you will redesign the world and make it a better place. Get ready to become a bold and powerful innovator.
Yes, so some of you might be familiar with some terms here in the video or around the Packful content that was presented. And some of you might be new to some aspects of what Packful is, and it's fine. We want to say that anybody who comes from any background is welcome to join the Jacobson Innovation Challenge, and we're here to support you and guide you through learning these different resources that are available. So as mentioned, it incorporates the United Nations global goals. That's how students start with designing a project, and students in the process design a social good innovation solution. And we use the process of design thinking. So if you are familiar with any of the terms here, feel free to share them in the chat with us. But again, it's not a requirement. this is what the challenge is for. This is what PACFO and the curriculum is for, to make these resources and content available to students from everywhere. So I'll skip this, but basically students select at the beginning of the challenge a global goal to focus on. And some students do decide to, some group of students decide to incorporate more than one, and that's fine. So how PACFO works is that once you sign up for the challenge on the website, and we'll go over the website in a moment, but once you sign up to the application and for the challenge, then you go and create an account in the platform in PACFO. But it's gonna have you and your students create a project, and there you're gonna find that the design thinking process, which is composed of 3 phases. And some of you might have seen similar models used in different ways for design thinking, but here we decided to make the process simple to understand for high school students and middle school students. So that's why you see like a refined version of the design thinking process, which starts with the understand phase, where students understand the social issue that they want to work on. Then they go to the ideate phase, where they start making solutions for ideating solutions for their idea. And all of these different phases are like, there's multiple activities along each phase to help you implement this with each phase with your student. And then finally, we have prototyping, where students are creating the solution, but also gathering and testing the idea with potential users. And finally, we have where the challenge ends, that pitch submission, where you submit your pitch. And if you want to look more carefully at the timeline, that's also offered on the website. But this is basically the process that students go through along with you. And it's okay if you're just learning the process, don't worry, it's okay. That's why we have different webinars to help you and understand each phase and explain to you how to implement this with students. So there's no need to have any background on any of this side of the curriculum. And as you can see here, you can see a screenshot of how each phase looks in the platform. So we have an explore, a to-do, and a document section. So the explore section has a lot of content with videos, with text, different forms of learning, forms to expose students to, and for you to learn about the different phase. And under the to-do, we have all of the different activities that you can select and implement with your students. So it's always up to you to decide what activities to implement with your students. And under that document, that's where you're gonna gather the students' feedback and submit submissions and provide feedback to them. So we have 2 different resources. And once I email you the follow-up email with this video recording, I'll send you to the slides. So you can click on the teacher's guide and innovator's guide for students to look at those resources that are also part of that. So I'm sure if you might have looked already at the eligibility requirements, which is posted on the website, but here just I'll go briefly through some of them. Of course, we're reaching out to middle and high school educators, and this can be also community leader organizers, right? So it can be someone who's helping organize a group of students in their organization, or we have even parents who are after school, homeschool parents. So they organize a group of students to help them lead through the challenge. So again, anybody can be an organizer, an educator, and support a group of students go through the challenge. Every student has to be 13 years or older, or if they're under, you have to pair them with a student who's 13 years or older to use that platform. We used to use Google accounts for the sign up function of the platform. And of course, we strongly encourage the diversity of race and gender in students groups when you are forming the groups. And of course, our deadline is January 9th. So make sure that you register before that deadline. So we have until January 9th for that. Sorry, I lost light here in the in the office. They're like sensor. So okay, we're back. Okay, so here's our timeline. So this is our last information session. Feel free to share this information with any other educators that you might know of. But we kick off the session on the first session on January 10th with the understand phase, and then we have another one where we go over the ideate phase that I was talking to you about earlier, and then prototyping, telling you how to implement this also, and the pitch in March. And April, finally, you submit the pitches from the students group, and May 19, we publish the winners. And here are some winners from last year's challenge. So feel free to take a look, but you can see the items, the projects, the themes vary from each group of students, and the amount and type of project is different for each group of students. And again, we walk you through that whole process. As part of the challenge, there's a grading rubric, so you know the items that we're looking for. And we'll provide more information through the different webinars. But for example, here you see second place, the student who won design a safety spray for helping women feel safer. And one of the features that they added to this item was having this pepper spray contain glitter, so that the police could easily identify the person who had committed the crime, right? So you can see how, like, the students, there's also this one from Japan that students were thinking about using discarded pineapple parts to create masks. So you can see that the projects vary by theme. And some of the organizations that you see here, so students decide, depending on the first place, they might win $1,000 and then decide what charity their funds are going to go to. And something that we see, of course, is that they tend to select an organization that aligns with the topic that they were working on, right? Because they're passionate about that project. So here's our website. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So to sign up, you go to, let me see. Tessera, can you see it, or is it hard to?
I saw it at first, but then it went away.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, there we go. So to sign up, thank you. To sign up, go to pactful.org/JTIC23, and I'll show you here how the website looks. So if you go here, you can read all the information, all the different, sorry, this is our main page. So if you go under events, the challenge is here. You can also click on the main banner to get to this page. But here you can read all the details about that I went over, but there's more details here of how the challenge works, what kind of prizes are. We also have gift cards for storytelling awards. So those are educators that share about their project through the challenge, the eligibility, the timeline, and to apply. When you're finally ready to apply, you just click on this purple button here and you complete the application form, and we'll send you any follow-up steps that you need to take in order to participate in the challenge. And that's all. We can go over any questions. Again, we are recording the webinar, so if you want to be off camera, feel free to leave it off, but we'll take any questions now. Feel free to come on through audio or post it in the chat. So we do have a small group today, so feel free to come to in audio and tell us your question or.
If I may, Bianca, let's see. If you guys don't have any questions, we're really interested to hear if this sparked any ideas or if it made you more interested in joining.
Is there like a minimum or a maximum of people per group?
Is there a minimum? So we tend to see that the average number of students in a group is 5 to 6 for a group of students. But there's no limit on how many students you decide to bring to the challenge. So
Okay.
once we get started with the first webinar, we'll probably go more into details of how to form the groups. But to register, there's no limit on the amount of students you can bring to the challenge.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we hope you can register yourselves and your students. Amy, do you have any questions or comments?
No, you answered all of my questions. Thanks so much. I'm just excited to get started with my students on this next semester.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's great to hear. And I know some of you are also who will be watching the recording. Some of you are returning to the challenge. So if you are you participated last year and you coming on board this year, we just need your new class name that you want for the challenge. So feel free to email me. You probably have received plenty of emails from me, but balvarado@sandiego.edu. Just email me your new class name and we can get that started for you. So I think that's all for today. I don't know if Jessica or Tesoro or Dr. Perla, if you have anything else to add for the live or recorded session before we go.
Just thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to working with you. Have a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year.
Yes, happy holidays, everyone.
The same for me. Enjoy the holidays and look forward to seeing your awesome innovations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.